Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be doing a video talking about the Steam Halloween Sale 2018. Unlike my other Steam videos, it will be focused on 5 games under $10. Usually on bigger sales like the summer sale, winter sale, all that kind of stuff, I recommend 10 to 15 games, since on those usually the deals are better. So yeah, the games I'll be talking about will be games that I played and enjoyed. I didn't necessarily finish them, with a good number of currencies so you can compare with your own country to see if it's worth it or not. So first of all, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, 85% off, knocking it down to $4.49 US. This is an open world game set in China. In my opinion, this one has good hand-to-hand combat. You can also use firearms, but they are unlocked later, at least in my experience. The Definitive Edition is the remastered version of the game, to say it in some way. It includes all the DLC, so there's a lot of content here. I usually like it just for the combat itself. I didn't take much interest about the story, but there's a story if you were wondering about that. You can also mix some of the parkour movements with the guns, and it's a very amazing representation of China. Just by looking at pictures of China, you can really recognize the place, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, in my opinion, for $4.49 is a great deal. And let's go to the next game, Alan Wake, 80% off, knocking it down to $3. This is one of my favorite games of all time. It was removed from Steam like a year ago, I think, due to the music licenses being expired, and this was resolved a couple days ago, so the game is now back on Steam. As I said, one of my favorite games. For just $3, there is a good story here. Most of the levels take place at night in the middle of the forest, and the enemies are from the books that you write. You have to find the manuscripts from the writer, so you can have an idea what's going to happen next. Considering the age of the game, it still holds up pretty well. It's from the people that made Max Payne, Quantum Break, all that kind of stuff. This was before Quantum Break. So yeah, a pretty interesting experience. The combat is a little different than you would expect in a third-person shooter, and I highly recommend it. Just costs $3, 85% off, knocking it down to $4.49 US. There's also available the Just Cause 3 XL edition, which includes all the DLC for a couple extra dollars. If you're a big fan of action games and don't care if it's only destroying stuff all the time while fighting enemies at the same time, I recommend getting the XL edition. It adds some interesting stuff there since I played the DLC. Why do I like this game? Well, I really like how you can traverse through the environment. You have an infinite parachute, so you can open it as many times as you want. And with the grappling hook, you can go pretty much anywhere you want and tether different things together. And there's also a wingsuit, so when you gain enough momentum, you can just fly around with that. And with the DLC, you get a jetpack that is very fun to control. Kinda weird at first, but you get used to it. And many people call it the Michael Bay simulator because there are so many explosions in the gameplay. You can destroy most things that you see that are painted red. So yeah, for people that like explosions, action, despite being repetitive after a little bit, I highly recommend this one for just $4.49. Metro2033 Redux, 66% off, knocking it down to $6.79 US. Personally, I enjoyed Metro 2033 more than Metro Last Light, but if you want to also get Metro Last Light, which is a sequel to this one, you can buy both games in the franchise for 75% off. It's a great deal if you ask me. If you want both games, I recommend just getting the bundle and be done with it. This is another game I really enjoyed. The immersion on this one is to another level, and it has good scalability with the difficulty. If you want it to be painfully difficult, you can do that if you want, so there's an extra challenge. You get less ammo, slower reloads, and a lot of other things. This also includes a DLC for Metro Last Light, so there's extra content there as well. One of my favorite franchises. I cannot wait for the next one, Metro Exodus, coming next year. But yeah, just get the bundle if you never played these games and like single player experiences. And let's talk about the next game. And finally, Left 4 Dead 2, 80% off, knocking it down to $1.99 US. Just like the previous sale, Left 4 Dead 2 is just for $2. I highly recommend getting this one. There's also a bundle available that includes Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I recommend just avoiding that. No hate to Left 4 Dead 1. Some people might not know this, but on Left 4 Dead 2 you can also play the campaign of Left 4 Dead 1, so I don't see much of a reason to get the first one, since the campaign of that game is included on this one. You can play co-op with friends, play with bots if you don't want to play with other people, like I do sometimes. There are many mods out there. For example, I like to just download some skins for the weapons or for the characters, and there's an entire campaign made by the community, which is already included with the download of the game. Plus there's other modes that you can play with PvP. So yeah, there's a ton of content here for just $2. The game runs fantastically well. It's an old game by now. You can run it on pretty much anything you want. So yeah guys, those are my picks for the Steam Halloween Sale 2018. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what games you purchase or want to purchase down in the comments. It will be interesting to read, so we can exchange our opinions. Remember, all this that you heard right now was my opinion. If it's different, that's okay. Different opinions make things interesting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you on the next Steam sale.